Shalom, beloved. It's Wyndham Ras Baruchu Teferi. And held all the brethren up at the Rastafari Foundation.org for the liberation of the American Negro at home in Africa and Mama Africa and all over the world where he have scattered the eye, and the parables of Christ in Yaakov, Jacob, and Esau, Africa, China, but that's a whole nother revelation we get into. Still healing up the brother Shine, Moses Ben Yosef, brethren, and I pray I haven't mispronounced the OG's name. Give thanks and praises, and like I said, we give a bless up to all the true Yehudi that keep Torah law, to the Yehudi mob, the real Judaic mob that keep Torah law. This is the Battle of Ottawa, 1866. Even though we were doing some time calculations and really going forth on this whole Starbucks thing. You know what I mean? What does Starbucks mean? Because we wanted to respond to a comment that was made. Individual had made a comment, and let's go look at that comment that he made, because they make a lot of comments on the YouTubes, and a lot of times it's not necessarily really to speak back or really speak to these trolls, because if you on the higher education or you on a higher level, you understand that Jesus Christos, he gonna handle that. Even though if we must fight force with force, if brother must be actionable, he must be actionable. We were rehearsing. This is one of the videos we were rehearsing, and there's his Imperial Majesty at the Geneva Convention, 1834, speaking for the Yehudi, the Bain Yehudi, the children of JAH, Rastafari, QEDAMAWI, HAILE, SELASSIE, and our Black Lord and Savior, his Son, Jesus Christ, YESHUA HaMashiach, if the eye please. In this, and what this means, the deeper revelation of HAILE Selassie, and hopefully the brothers and sisters all over the world will get to know Christ, get to truly know I and our Father, for he loved his children, you know what I mean? But, be careful for them who set a snare for the children. It's better that, a milestone be tied around their neck, right? And they thrown into the sea, if you will, with a milestone, a heavy stone around their neck. Take the yoke of the, the any hatred or forethought or foolishness and forethought towards Jah. Take it out of your mind, you know what I mean? And recognize the King of Kings, QEDAMAWI, HAILE Selassie. But what does, getting to this issue of this whole Starbucks thing, even though Starbucks, again, it's not my concern, it's not my deeper concern, but look at the label, it speaks for itself, because I was thinking everything starts with origin. So if you say, stemming out of this situation, you got these two brothers over here in Philly, or these two black individuals, these Negro individuals, these brothers, some Ethiopians, as I would say, you know what I mean? And then you had them sitting in Starbucks, and then they were told if they weren't going to buy anything to leave. And again, if it's a policy, then, that applies to everybody. It's just like, in desegregated times, they had the whites only bathroom and the coloreds only bathroom. Whether you agree with it or not, the sign was there. So it's not like there was a, is there a sign? In a sense, there is a sign in the Starbucks, you know what I mean? But we were looking at the origin of Starbucks, and then, what really does what does Starbucks have to do with a Torah law keeping Jew, a Bible law keeping Jew, a Negro, a black Jew, or even the ADL in that sense, a Jewish organization, Anti-Defamation League, right? Or something like that. Anti-Defamation, or the Anti-Black Jew Deliberator, or a deliberator, like make sure they don't get liberated, or I don't know, or known as an anti-lost black Jew, non-deliver, anti-lost black Jew liberator. You know, I don't know, but the whole protest thing is Jonah in the well. Jonah, yo, black people, you Jonah, you in the well. You know, and break down what the I mean by that. You know, explanation of that. We're gonna go to you know, Jonah in the well and dealing with the whole Starbucks issue. Now that you had the other one, he was on the West Coast, right? Remember the East Coast to the West Coast to the East Coast. I'm not sure exactly which incident was first. I believe it was the East Coast. You know, from the East shall come your Redeemer. Look to the East for your kinsman Redeemer. You know, so did it start on the East Coast in brotherly love in the you know, Yaakov, the star of, is it the Star of Jacob? Well, that's not what they said it stands for. So we want to, let's be original. We're just looking at the origin. So we get in the meaning of things. It tells its own story. It's not like I have to say anything against it. It says it's it's an English origin, American English, if you know the whole depths of the story, American English. So from the river where stakes were got, you know, from the river where stakes were got. Now, this story will lead into Moby Dick, right? Because that's actually where this is from, right here. So we go look. Let's do a little bit of, we gotta do a little bit of our own research on things, understand. Just some simply reading and understanding. You know what I'm saying? Simply reading and understanding the truth. The meaning of the name Starbuck is from the river. So we got river, the river Jordanos. No, I don't think so. The river where stakes were got. The river where stakes were got. The origin of the name Starbuck is English. This is the culture, the culture in which the name originated, or in the case of a word, the language. So we're dealing with English, Anglo-American English. Now, again, what this has to do with black people, black Jews, white Jews, Torah law keeping Jews, we don't know. That's part of the investigation. Why is it such a big deal? Now, if you're gonna tear down idols, tear down all idols, not just one, but tear down all idols. You know, according to the law of HAILE, since America says it's under the law of Yahweh, but has to be explained so they can come back, so that the children of Israel can exodus, you know, so can exodus, you know what I mean? So, but let's get into this story right here with Starbucks, the whole, you know, the meaning of Starbucks and everything. So we'll go down a little. Let's see if we can find some more, because now I know you're wondering, like, what is the revelation of it? There is a revelation. There's a revelation. In fact, I think the guy Marvel, what's his name? Marvel, and this is his name, Melville, excuse me. Melville, you know, so surname, character, English surname, a character in Melville's novel, okay? Moby Dick, usually used as a nickname. Moab, and you know the rest, right? Moab, Baal Peor. You know, it's just a thought there. But Moab, and then the metaphysical symbology of Moab. And then we have the Akaremot, which is the Torah portion we're currently in. And in Akaremot, you have the scapegoat, the one that is given away. Was it Stephante? You know what I'm saying? We don't know, you know, the one that was given away. And then you have the one that was killed, of course, which in symbolical sense would be for one sin, the blood of the lamb spilled. In a sense, you know, we keep the Torah law. We keep he who was, in that sense,